In this next part of the training, I'm showing you how to take private label rights product. So like you just have a shell to work with, which with no sales copy, and it's up to you to create your own sales copy. So I'm showing you how to actually add in your own sales copy to any kind of PLR material. So at this point, what you've got here is, you've got your headline, a subheadline, and the next step that you would want to do is add in like a from section. So it's like, from the desk of your name, which is typical, and then start off, the sales letter. So again, to get anywhere, I use the enter key. You can use it twice if you wanted to, and you can just hit the arrow over to the left, which will actually make it left justified and create a new paragraph out of it. Now, there are um, more standard HTML codes and stuff you can use to kind of just keep it more even keel and formatted. But this is going to look very good. This is how I edit a lot of my pages. Not a this expert HTML expert, and keeping your things simple in your business is important to your overall profitability. So keep that in mind. And if you're an HTML guru, then you're probably not going to be watching these trainings anyway. So this is very, very simple stuff here that we're going over. So from the desk of, and then we'll put in, John Smith. That's the example we're using. And let's say we want to make that bold. You can highlight it and hit the B to make that bold, or decide now we don't need to make that bold. Everything else is bolded there. And then we can just type in here. So hello and hello fellow marketers, or hello friends, or dear friends. Dear marketers, and then start off your sales letter. We all know the keys to success are having great ideas. I know I struggled with this for the longest time. And then these ideas changed my thinking. All right, so you get the idea. You can type in whatever it is you want to put in here. You can change that font so it's a little bit bigger, a little easier to read in the sales copy. After you make any change, hit save. So you've got your body of your sales letter here. And body of sales letter here. And then what we've got going on here is maybe you want to add in some more subheadlines. So what I would do is kind of highlight, and this is just a simple little tip I do, is just highlight like the headline, hit copy, and then that way I can kind of have something that's formatted in similar, size and color, and then I can just actually center justify that part of it, and we'll just say, and then we could actually make it one step smaller than our headline. And you could even make it red so it stood out if you really wanted to. Make it a little different color. And whoops, that didn't do that. Red, hit OK. Okay, discover how to instantly create profitable ideas on demand for your web ventures. And you could say, all right, then I landed on this system, dot, dot, dot. Or this system, these videos. Whoops. This changed my business forever. And then you could do a double space again, double space, and we'll get left justify. We'll get back to, typing in here again. And I always like to, sometimes too, if I'm having a hard time where it's not formatting as I would like it to, what I will oftentimes do is actually just take the previous text I put in there and, I'll just paste it right back in there. And then we'll left justify it. And then you can type in, again, more body of sales letter. Then you've got another subheadline, and this kind of just would repeat itself over and over until you get to the end. And then let's say you get to the very end here and you're ready to add in like your your privacy policy and those buttons. So what you're going to do is just type in privacy policy, and let's add in like an earnings disclaimer. Earnings disclaimer. And then we will put in a contact us. And then if you want to link these up, you would just highlight these privacy policy settings, choose Insert Link, and then put in your domain wherever you're uploading that privacy policy, and then link is to be open in a new window. Click on OK. Same thing with earnings disclaimer. Highlight it, insert link. So again, highlight it, insert link, and then earnings disclaimer. And then contact us, highlight, insert link, and then contact us. Or like support. And link is to be open in a new window so they do not leave your sales page. And then of course you've got like your add to cart button. So, and you don't even have to have an add to cart button. You could just come in here and choose click here for, or add, you could just type in the text add to cart if you didn't have one, or buy now, insert it, make it bold, make it big, make it loud, buy now, insert link, and then your payment link, your PayPal link, your ClickBank link, Nanocast link, one shopping cart link. You get the idea. And then click OK. And I don't like that opening in a new window just because then you don't want the payment option to be blocked by a pop-up. And then the other thing too, if you have more images, like for example, this is not. This is a rather large image of this product, and so let's say we want to make it small. We can actually go to custom sizes here and click on constrain, and let's type this in here. There we go, 250. Oop. And alternate text, you could put in your product name. So we'll say the product's called Idea Generation Simplified. And I'm going to go ahead and choose OK. So that made the image a little bit smaller. You could still play with it some. If the image you have is not displaying right, you could always follow the instructions found in the video on paint.net. But this thing in a nutshell is how you edit, the content. You're basically going to need the important elements of your sales page, your headline, your subheadline, a little story that sells it, maybe a little more information that tells people why they need it. You give them your features, and then adding bullet points. In another good area is to add in like bullet points that tell people what they want. So to add in bullet points, you're just going to type through this process, and you can get to a spot here. Up here, you can actually see right over here at the top, you got like 2 exclamation points, and you got some other things here. So you can actually click on like a bullet point. Whoop, Control Z, and click on the bullet point, and it will actually create like a bulleted list. So as you hit enter, it's going to create a bulleted list, and this would work good for like features. And again, this is not going to be like the most perfect sales page, but if the key part here is just getting getting something out there. And if you want to add in a space between your bullet points, you're going to hit shift and enter. Shift and enter, that's just a FYI. That'll create like a nice little line break for you. Shift and enter. And that gives you a line break between your bullet points, so it does help it flow a little bit better. And then after you've made all these changes, click on save, and then test it out in your web browser. So I'm going to go here, open it up. And it may look different in each browser, but the key thing is that you're looking for is that it looks, basically how it should. If there's a lot of spacing and formatting issues, whoops, I think I opened the wrong one. So let's go back here. All right, there it is. Right click. And you notice here you've got your bulleted list there, and you've got your buy now button, you've got your graphic showing up as it should. So we've created a decent looking sales page with a nice headline. From this graphic we've got our subheadline, and you get the idea. Again, this is not a copywriting course, but I just wanted to show you how to add in the main elements that you need. Everything from bullet points to making paragraphs to editing it. And so this is a great way to go if you're given a nice shell with some good graphics. put in your own copy. This is how you do it using Composer, and it creates a nice looking sales page for you. It does not have to be huge. It does not have to be extremely long, but just enough. If you wanted to make this a squeeze page, one of the quickest ways, you just incorporate a headline and then put in maybe a few bullet points using this like bulleted option here, and then put in like a right in the middle there, put in an opt-in box. Insert and then put in your opt-in box. So you could actually use a blank template like this to make a squeeze page, a sales page, and your options are pretty much limitless right there.